Hey, just touching base real quick. We had the funeral today, or they had the funeral today for the young man that took his own life. Just want to touch base. What would he have thought if he had seen everybody that was there? This beautiful young soul felt, obviously, he had no place to turn, no one to talk to, no one that would understand. He felt lost, maybe angry, I don't know. All these emotions, and he felt his only answer was to end his life. That is a big step. There are no do-overs. You carry this out. Okay. That's what he decided. That's what he did. If he saw at the visitation last night, there was over 1,000 people there. Over 1,000 people. And yet this is a young man that thought nobody cared. He didn't have anybody to talk to. The services today, the parking lot at the rectory was full at the church. The parking lot across the street was full. Cars up and down the street, packed with overflow. So many people, so many families there to show their love, their support, their respect, their friendship to this young man and his family. This young man who thought nobody cared. He didn't have anybody to talk to, nobody to listen, nobody to understand, when in fact there were thousands of people that care. Now, I can't say every single one of those people would pick up the phone and say, hey, what can I do to help? But a lot of them would have said, hey, what can I do to help? They would have listened. They would have sat down, given him a hug, said, let's talk. Let's just talk. He doesn't get the do-over. But I wish he could have seen everybody that turned out for him today. The sad thing, and I don't mean to sound harsh or insulting, and the family may see this, and they know my heart. They know me. I really don't think that this young man realized the pain and the consequences of his actions. Now, this wasn't he was going to get mad and he was going to show people. It wasn't one of those situations. But I don't think he realized the trauma this was going to cause his little brother, the trauma it would cause grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, friends, the devastation to the family. He was a good guy. He was just the sweetest soul on the planet, and he would never hurt anybody for any reason. And I know he just didn't think it through that far, that these actions would have long-reaching consequences. Very long-reaching, far-reaching, out into the community consequences. People that looked up to him, people that he looked up to. And there aren't any do-overs. So, we've all faced dark times, all of us. What I would recommend, I don't know, what I'm going to say may piss some people off. If it does, it's on me. If you get into the situation that you don't have anybody to talk to, you don't have anybody, nobody's going to understand this. The first thing I want you to do is pray. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care if you're an atheist. Talk to the universe, talk to a tree, but talk. Talk in your head, talk out loud. Put it out there. I'm saying this for two reasons. One, God listens. Whether you believe, I don't care if you believe in him, he believes in you. I don't care. That's up to you. That's your call. But venting everything that's in your heart, venting all of that frustration and angst is going to do you some good, getting it out of your system. I don't care if you look in a mirror and you talk to yourself. I don't care if you talk to a pillow, you talk to your dog, cat, the parakeet, the geranium in the pot, in the pot next to you. I don't care. I just want you to talk and get it out. There are helplines. We all know that. We all know that. Some call, some don't. Younger people don't. And when I say younger, I mean little kids. Don't call a helpline. But they can call a teacher. They can talk to the teacher, the minister, another parent, their parent, a neighbor. If a child approaches you, and I'm talking a child approaches you, saying they're upset and they're wanting to end their life, don't make light of it. Don't say, oh, you're fine, please. You don't know problems. Don't say that. Say, let's talk about it. Take them by the hand and say, let's talk about it. Let's go talk to mom and dad about it. Let's talk to dad about it. What can be that bad that you want this to happen? For a child, things are magnified 1,000 times greater than they are. For an older child, someone in their teens, up to 20, they're going to look at things a little more seriously, a little bit different view. And if they come to you and they're depressed and they're contemplating taking their life, take them seriously. If they come to you and start telling you what's on their heart, don't blow them off. Please, just listen. Take them seriously and listen. Don't blow them off. Don't belittle what they're saying. Don't say, well, back when I was a kid. That's not the point. It's them. It's not you. If you can share something about yourself that is going to lift them up and help them, great. But don't demean them. Don't ridicule them. Don't make fun of them. If anybody comes to you wanting to end their life, take it seriously. If you call 911, stay with them until 911 gets there. If they have made the attempt, stay with them until 911 gets there. In all likelihood, they're going to regret this. Throughout my years as a nurse, when I worked in SICU, surgical intensive care, we would get people that attempted suicide. They would keep them overnight before they could move them into a psychiatric unit. And I've talked to a lot of them. And they would tell me, well, at the time it seemed like the right thing to do, but boy, I'm glad it didn't work. And you give them a hug, or back in the day you could, and you would say, I'm glad it didn't work too. We're going to get you the help that you need. And we would. I think in all of my years, I only had one that regretted that it didn't work, and they were going to try it again. They were moved out of our unit to another unit, so I have no idea what happened to that person. They had serious issues, and I know the help was offered at least for 72 hours, 72 to 96 hours they were taken care of. But everybody else that came through that had tried to overdose, cut their wrist, hang themselves, I could go on and on and on. They would say, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my gosh, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. I was just so upset. I was so emotional. I was so mad. I was so hurt. We all get mad. We all get hurt. So, before you do anything, pray. Talk. Talk. And then don't do anything for 24 hours. Don't pick up a bottle of pills, a bottle of anything, needles, knives. No. For 24 hours. And in that 24 hours, you're going to go get help. You're going to go If nothing else, you're going to an emergency room and you go in and you tell them, I had suicidal thoughts. It might be scary. They want to help. They do. I promise you, they do. I don't want you to be buried by your family. I don't want you to be a beautiful young child being buried by your parents, cutting your life short. Everything you're missing out on. Graduating college, getting married, having your own kids. You're missing out on all of that. Let's not do that. Let's talk. And I know, like I said, my methods are going to do, people are going to get a little pissy about it. I believe in the power of prayer. That's me. You may not, that's on you. But trust me, you may not believe in God. That's fine. But God believes in you. Give him a chance. The people that I know that have followed my words of wisdom here and have prayed, within like 24 hours, somebody came into their life that could help them. And it might be a total stranger. It was just a fluke that this person reached out to them, or they, came across this person. But you won't know until you try. If you quit and you attempt to take your life, you'll never know if I'm right or wrong. If you reach out for help and you pray, you seek, medical help, legal help, mental health clinic, whoever you reach out to, then you know there are people who care, that will listen, that will support you, not being judgmental. Nobody wants to judge you. That's not what it's about. It's about getting you through the crisis, getting you over the hump. And then someday, when you hear of somebody that says, I can't do this, I just cannot do this, it's not worth going on, you can say, hey, just a minute, let's talk.